Good day, writers. We are looking at Isaiah 40:31, dependent on God's presence. And that is punctuated with a period because it has been that way from the get-go. The issue seems to be our instrumentation, our ability to sense God's presence. So throughout time, we invented techniques to amplify our receivers. So we made sacrifice. We did dances and chants and all kinds of things to bring about God's presence. And well, the fact that we're alive is proof that God is here. So how do we deal with that? Our instrumentation is weak. It's not up to speed, and God has a plan, and the Holy Spirit is one of those agents that God uses. God has historically also used just His presence and bringing angels before us and bringing Himself before humanity, and certainly bringing His only begotten Son before humanity. So the fact that it's not really God who, it's not a God side issue. God has plenty of means and ways to demonstrate His presence. It is on the receiver's side that there seems to be some deficiencies. So as we move into the arena where God's presence becomes more evident to us, and that is a matter of our will and our desire and our hearts, and God gets to call that one. So as we seek and as we develop in our walk, we will ultimately become more and more aware of God's presence. And perhaps God will even bring you to the point where He begins to introduce Himself to you. And you will be weak in the knees. You will not know what to do. You will panic. God knows that. And God will introduce Himself gently, incrementally, until you are ready to be in His presence. So it's not a God side issue of supply. It's a receiver issue of, and I don't want to say demand, but desire. So desire to see God's presence. Till we write again, write on.